Have you ever heard the word manifest? If you're not familiar with the word manifest in a more kind of business concept, you might think of it as a very sort of fluffy, abstract, sort of woo-woo term. But in my mind, the way it applies to my business is how I use it to find my dream clients. And when we're talking about manifesting in business, it's really just 3 steps. And first is visualization, then it's elevating your energy, and then it's taking aligned action. And when we put all of those things together, we end up with such an intentional business strategy that does attract our dream clients and help us to elevate our business and our brand to that next level. Take you a little back before we start talking about dream clients. When I started my virtual assistant business, I was definitely not working for my dream clients. I actually didn't even really know that it was possible to kind of choose the kind of people you wanted to work for and to have that idea about who that dream client was. So as a lot of you guys know, I started my virtual assistant journey on the freelancing platform Upwork. And I just kind of applied for any jobs that I felt like I could do. And so I ended up working for a real kind of hodgepodge of clients. Like I worked for a dental drill repair company. I worked for like a therapist. I mean, a travel blogger, all these random kinds of clients. Eventually I did land my first client that was a life coach. And that's when this world opened to me that I didn't even realize existed. I realized that my skills and my talents and my passion really aligned with these spiritual minded coaches. And so that's when I kind of started to shift everything in my business. So that kind of brings us to the first step of manifesting our dream clients, and that's the visualization process. So before you can manifest your dream clients, you have to have an idea in your head of who that person is. Who are your dream clients? And so what I recommend doing is taking some time to explore. If you're not sure what your niche is, if you haven't created an ideal client avatar, something I'd recommend doing is kind of getting onto Instagram or to Facebook and start, kind of checking around profiles of different entrepreneurs, different kinds of businesses, and start to see who you connect with. And then from there, after you've started to get a sense of the kind of people you'd love to work with, one tool that I really recommend you guys trying is creating a dream client wish list. So what I want you to do is find business owners, actual business owners that you would love to work with, whether it's coaches or creatives or whoever it is that you're drawn to. And start making a list of those dream clients. Like actually write down their names on paper. Keep it on your desk. That dream client, keep a list of their Instagram handles there on your desk. And on the regular, I want you guys to be checking in with their profiles, seeing what they're talking about, what they're posting. Because the thing is, when we're talking about visualization, if we can dream it, if we can see it, we can make it happen. If we know who our ideal client is, we can start to adjust our energy and our content and our services to fit that client. So the more that we can have that ideal client in our frame of reference, the more that we can start to embody what it would take to land that client. So if you write down that dream client wish list and you have it on your desk, and every day on Instagram you're checking in with that wish list of people, you're going to start to really pick up on their pain points, on the things that they're doing in their businesses and the unique ways you can serve them. So think of it kind of like a vision board. We hear about vision boards a lot, right? When we're talking about manifesting, and that dream client wish list is kind of that same idea. The one thing I'll say is, I read, like a lot of people, I read The Secret, and that was kind of one of my intros to manifesting and learning how to like attract abundance and things like that. And one thing that The Secret teaches us is that we have to be really specific about what we want when we're manifesting. Like, I want this client, and I won't like accept any alternatives for like, I won't accept any alternatives. But I think we can be a little bit more lax when it comes to manifesting our dream clients. If we have that idea of who that dream client is, and if we start engaging with these people on a regular basis, it's gonna open us up to a world of all kinds of people that fit that dream client idea. So don't think that once you write that person on your wish list, like you either have to check them off or you failed. No, what you're starting to do is visualize who that dream client is so that you can start to elevate your skills and services and your brand to meet them. I hope that makes sense. Don't limit yourself to the clients that are on that dream client wish list. It's more of a tool to help you start to shape your business. So then the second step in this manifestation process is to elevate your energy. Now, this is super important. As you are, spending more time learning who your dream clients are and what you need to do to attract them, you're going to realize that you're going to have to raise yourself up to a certain level if you want to attract them. I mean, if we have kind of dull energy, if we're feeling really wishy-washy about our business, if we're going into every day with a little bit of dread and a little bit of fear, we're going to attract those more muddy, gray, low caliber, less than exciting clients. If we want those dream clients that are sparkly, have awesome businesses, inspire us, and make us excited to get up to work every day, we have to elevate our own energy to that same level. So the great thing is, if you're feeling scared about your business and you don't have that confidence yet, if we can fake it till we make it, right? There are tools out there for us to help us to elevate our energy and kind of start to put off that magnetizing energy, even if we don't totally feel that way inside yet, right? Like, the imposter syndrome is real, and I'm here to break it to you. You will probably be grappling with some level of imposter syndrome, some level of, doubt and fear for as long as you're an entrepreneur. But the great news is, like I said, there are tools we can use to kind of fake it, or at least, get us into a different state. So one thing that we can do is definitely to spend some time in meditation to make sure that our mind is clear and focused before we go into creating content for social media, before we go into a discovery call. Other tools that we can use are things like affirmations. They may sound cheesy, but I do believe that if you spend time, focusing on positive words, positive energy, speaking those things out loud, it really does translate into the kind of energy that we're putting out to our clients. So don't knock affirmations. Get a few positive ones written down or hanging on your wall, and then roll with it. Another great way to kind of get your mood up, especially before discovery calls or before you're doing any kind of marketing or prospecting for your business, is to turn on some awesome music, some like fun music that gets you pumped up and excited. And I've heard Tony Robbins call this changing your state. So you can't ever go into I really recommend doing some kind of energy shifting exercise before you do any kind of outward facing thing for your business. So if you're going to be creating something for your business, if you're going to be getting on a discovery call, if you're going to be engaging in Facebook groups, shift your energy, elevate it to that next level so that other people can feel that energy from you, especially those dream clients. Like I said, drab, boring, low vibe energy is going to attract drab, boring, low vibe clients. So spend some time figuring out what are those things that I can do to shift my energy before I go out there and attract folks for my business. So then the third and most important step of the manifestation process is to take action. That's right. Manifestation is not like a magic wand. We can't just like wish it and visualize it and elevate our energy and just magically attract people. No. The great thing is once we've done that, once we've visualized our dream clients, once we have elevated our energy, it's going to be a lot easier for us to see what aligned action we do need to take in order to attract those dream clients. So if we spend time every day, engaging with dream clients, learning their pain points, we know specifically the actions we need to take in order to find these people and magnetize them into our business and our brand. So I'll give an example of a super aligned action that I took that ended with me landing one of my favorite clients ever. So, once we get in that space where we're embodying, that energy of our dream client, we can start to learn the places and the things that they like to do and the kinds of people that they are and where we can find them. So knowing that I'm really interested in spiritual life coaches and, sisterhood and women's empowerment and things like that, when I first moved to Dallas, I wasn't necessarily looking for clients, but I did definitely want to manifest and attract people with that same energy. So what I did is I sought out women's gatherings, and I ended up seeing an ad for a women's gathering here in the Dallas area. And I went to it not thinking necessarily that I was going to meet a client, but it turns out that's exactly what happened. The woman that was running that event ended up being this amazing coach and healer and light worker, and we made that connection, and it was super easy from there to turn her into my dream client because I'd spent time with the visualization process. I knew what sort of energy to elevate to in order to connect with and attract that caliber of client, and so it was super easy for me to take aligned action to meet her and then turn that relationship into a working relationship. So when you spend time, being really intentional about the kinds of interactions you're having, the kinds of different social media accounts that you're interacting with, you'll start to get yourself into that space. You'll start to be putting yourself on that same level as your dream clients so that you have an even easier time relating to them and eventually selling to them. And at that point, it's not even a sales process. It's kind of a natural attraction relationship building process. So that is manifestation for VAs in a nutshell. Just remember, it starts with visualization. The next part is elevating your energy, and then the third part is taking aligned action. It sounds simple, but it works, and it's such a fun way of doing business because it's all about just feeling good, being around people that feel good, and then that leads to all the good things, right? So I hope that helped you guys. I know that, I really like to use some of these more spiritual practices in my business, but I always want to make sure that there's action involved or there's some way that I can really see how it can benefit my business. Anytime I talk to you about woo-woo stuff like manifestation, trust me, it's always because I have used it as a tried and true strategy in my business. So I'd love to hear how you guys take this information and run with it. I can't wait for you to land your dream clients, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye guys. Bye.